So I just finished Mega Man 11 the other day, and just as soon as I finished it, I thought, man, I love good old-fashioned platforming. Something about it just draws me in. And so like an addict looking for my next fix, I searched for the next platformer that would suck me in. Unfortunately for me, I didn't find it all that easily. Take for instance, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I know it's a solid platformer. Hell, I know it's a good game, but I couldn't bring myself past the first few levels, let alone beat the game. Sure, I think there were some interesting mechanics, with the grabbable vines and interactable environment, but it just didn't hold my attention long enough. Fast forward to the Donkey Kong Countries getting released on the Switch, and just like that, I had struck gold. But not with the first Donkey Kong Country, but the second one. It's not gold that Diddy's finding in that chest, guys. It's this freaking game, man. Now, before I start gushing about why I think Donkey Kong Country 2 is the greatest platformer of all time, let's talk about the original Donkey Kong Country. And boy, even though I actually finished the first one, do I have some mixed feelings about it. The first Donkey Kong Country is still a solid game. It was one of Rare's first heavy hitters on the Super Nintendo, and one of their first experiences making platformers. The most platforming development they had done before this was Beetlejuice, published by LJN, and we all know how bad they suck, and some game called Wizards and Warriors 3. Anyway, point being, Donkey Kong Country was a huge step up from those games, no doubt about it. But with that inexperience, there are some glaring problems that come with this being their first Donkey Kong game. First of all, both Donkey Kong and Diddy play pretty much the same. Donkey Kong can kill certain enemies that Diddy can't, but other than that, there's not much variation between the two. In Donkey Kong Country 2 though, you got Dixie Kong. And Dixie Kong, she kicks ass, and she chews bubblegum, and she's all out of gum, okay? She can hover in the air by spinning her hair around, and she is so freaking useful for those platforming sections where you just need that finesse. But then you got Diddy. He's faster than Dixie and can jump longer distances as well. One level in particular really showcases how different they made each character, as you need to constantly switch between them to reach the end. They also added a buddy mechanic that Donkey Kong Country didn't have, where Diddy and Dixie can hop on each other's shoulders and they can toss each other around to get to some hard to reach places. I actually really liked this mechanic, even though it's a really small add-on. The animal buddies in Donkey Kong Country that you can ride on don't really provide any extra functionality within the levels. Sure, the rhino can ram a wall to get into a secret passage here and there, and the frog, well, I guess he can jump a little higher, but they don't really help much other than providing you an extra free hit, so to speak. Donkey Kong Country 2, on the other hand, added unique abilities to each of the animal buddies. The rhino has a charge-up mechanic, the snake has a bounce ability that can make him jump far higher than the frog ever did, and there were even more animal buddies added into the game that are far more interesting to use within the levels. The spider with its platform creating webs, the parrot levels that introduced flying into the game, and the list just goes on. There are also no extra levels within Donkey Kong Country 1. Once you've beaten the game, you've beaten it. Not really a complaint here, but more so an observation. Donkey Kong Country 2 has a whole lost levels section of the game you can play through upon collecting all of the Creme coins, which just adds to that replay value. Another thing, in Donkey Kong Country 1, when you throw a barrel in midair, you're still dropping like you got a 50-pound weight attached to your ankle. This can make killing enemies that are already on platforms you need to get on that you're jumping to extremely difficult. Because you gotta get rid of the enemy somehow, but if I'm dropping like a black hole's below me, I'm never gonna reach it in time. But in Donkey Kong Country 2, it's not like that. You're suspended in midair until the throw animation with the barrel is finished, so that you can then safely navigate onto the platform. A huge improvement over the original. I know that sounds like such a small change, but if you've actually played both games, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, here comes my biggest problem with Donkey Kong Country 1. Some of these levels are cheap as hell. Everybody knows how difficult the Donkey Kong games are, and I love them for it. Difficulty in platformers is something I welcome, and I think it's something the newer Donkey Kong games are missing, and it's probably part of the reason that I can't get into the newer ones as much. But the first Donkey Kong Country isn't just difficult. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Oh my god, I'm almost there. Come on, I hate this level. Okay, it's okay. Oh, we're almost done. Oh, okay. Just nice and slow. Alright, we're good. I think we're done. Oh, let me kill this one. Okay. Nothing else, right? Nothing else. Oh! There's the exit! Did you see that? They put him there at the very end of the level just for me to die right before the end so they could make me do it all over again. See, here's the problem with that. If you don't know that that enemy was there, there's no way you're dodging it. You're dying to it. And with this game being so difficult, you're probably not going to get to the end of some of these levels with both Diddy and Donkey Kong. So you gotta get hit by that at least once, know it's there, remember that, and then make damn sure to dodge it the next time you reach the end of the level, else you're doing it all over again. There's also these things that jump when you jump, so you try and jump over it, then die and die and die all over again until you realize this piece of crap is jumping when I jump. There are so many other examples of cheap ways that they try and kill you towards the ends of these levels in Donkey Kong Country that it made the game significantly less enjoyable for me. There were just a lot of gimmicks that I feel like you had to account for. But in Donkey Kong Country 2, I feel that there's a smoother difficulty curve and less of that gimmicky stuff. The first couple levels, I think they're actually pretty easy. You're jumping on rats, climbing on ropes, hanging on hooks. But then wait a minute. Now there are monsters sliding down the ropes that you gotta avoid, hooks that you have to actively jump to off the ropes, then you gotta bounce on the enemies before you can even reach the hooks, and then everything just gets combined and it just turns into some truly incredible platforming sequences that not only feel really good to pull off, but also look the part as well. Other than all those problems that I just mentioned previously though, I think the first Donkey Kong Country was still a solid game and still holds up to other platformers to this day. But man, did Donkey Kong Country 2 take everything the first game did, polish it, and make it the best damn platformer this world's ever seen. And that was all just things that Rare learned to make a better game from the original. What made Donkey Kong Country 2 stand out in its own right? Well, a lot of things. The razor-tight controls for one. When I died, I almost never felt like it was the game's fault. I always felt that I had made a mistake. I remember almost exclusively yelling, I messed up! And, well, yeah, keyword, yelling. This game is pretty difficult. Oh, come on, I couldn't go anywhere. What the? No! Come on. Dude, I hate this guy. Okay, I just had to vent about that boss. Back to praising the game. The level design in this game outclasses not only the originals, but all other platformers as well. Super Mario Bros. Ain't got nothing on Donkey Kong Country 2. Okay, there's a freaking hot air balloon level where you gotta navigate around all these bees, but also make sure you're keeping enough height so that you don't melt in the lava below you. And then there's another level that has you blasting from box to box with razor-tight precision, and if you mess up, you're gonna get Bramble blasted up the ass, if you know what I'm saying. One of my favorites is the level where you jump up and the wind takes you upward, and you have to avoid enemies and obstacles while you're in free fall just to get to the end of the level. And no single world ever outstays its welcome. Just as you're getting used to the area you're in, it's on to the next world with entirely new levels and new mechanics for you to learn in order to save Donkey Kong and make it to King K. Rool. Did any of what I just described, can you guys think of a single platformer that does all of that in one game and does it well? Name one. Name one in the comments below. Moving on, let's talk about the bosses. Every single boss in this game is top notch, from the bird to the sword guy to the final boss. Every single encounter is incredible. Except for the beat boss. Screw that guy. How am I supposed to hit his freaking stinger? It's so small. And don't you even think for a second I forgot about the music. David Wise, that man is true to his name. Half the time, I didn't even care that I had to do the level over again. And trust me, I died a lot. At least each time I died, I got to listen to the music of that level just a little bit longer before becoming accustomed enough to move on to the next one. This game is just so special to me. Looking at Tropical Freeze, I think I'm starting to see why I like the older Donkey Kongs better. I mean, just look at World 1 of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, right? Like, it's got a tropical aesthetic, okay? I get it. But then, what about World 3? Okay, well, I mean, it looks more or less the freaking same. And World 5, okay, more tropical vibes. It just looks boring to me. Boring and uninspired. Donkey Kong Country, boring and uninspired, freeze me to death. Okay. Now, I can't say I can have a fair opinion on this game because I've never experienced Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze from the beginning to the very end. But I just feel like it's just missing that something that Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2 had. Let's just compare the worlds in Donkey Kong Country 2 for reference. In one world, we're climbing up the masts of broken ships. In another, we're in a freaking volcano avoiding lava. And then in the next, we're in a dark, dank swamp. And that's just 3 of the 8 worlds that are in Donkey Kong Country 2. Now, you have to understand, Tropical Freeze was developed by an entirely different studio. So that's probably why I get none of the same vibes and find the game painfully boring when held next to Donkey Kong Country 2. Retro Studios were the ones that developed Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze. And while I still think Retro Studios has made some solid games in the past, just look at Metroid Prime, they just don't make Donkey Kong like Rare did. Before I go on for another 20 minutes, let's just put it like this. Donkey Kong Country 2 is awesome. And if you haven't played it, maybe because the recent Donkey Kongs might have turned you off from the older games, or you just never got around to it, then give this one a try. Hopefully someday soon, Rare will come back and give us Donkey Kong Country 4. Until then, I still got Donkey Kong Country 3 to play. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know by Donkey Konga slapping that like button. And maybe I'll do a retrospective-esque video for Donkey Kong Country 3 when I get around to playing it. Regardless guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I know I enjoyed making it. If you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all the videos I got planned for the future. And with that, I leave you all with my favorite song from Donkey Kong Country 2. Take it away, Diddy.